Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 868. And okay, to start off, I looked on the episode listing for pretty much future episodes, and it's official, guys. Episode 870 is where the Katakuri versus Luffy fight is going to come to an end. So, yeah, we're not. So, after we cross that threshold, we're not too far off from this arc ending. Although, I guess it all depends on pretty much Toei decides to, in order to extend the back last half of this arc. Although, realistically, even I don't think that pretty much Toei is going to keep it going much longer. The trade off, however, is that I think what Toei is going to do is that even though I don't think they're going to extend this arc much longer, I think that we can't expect them to pretty much extend the next arc, which is the World Summit, or which is the World Summit arc, or the Reverie arc. So yeah, but yes. So for the last couple, or I can see them extending it at least a couple episodes, more, at least a lot more episodes than what the manga than compared to how many chapters there were of that arc, because they did the exact same thing with Zoe, and plus after this arc, the gap is going to get a little tighter with one only having it at with one only at like a 20 chapters length right now. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can. So yeah, with the Katakuri and Luffy fighting in chapter 8 at episode 870. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have much more to go. But yeah, I think the Reverie and World Summit arc is is probably going to be a little bit extended, at least compared to how long it was in the manga. But I don't know if they do it right, then maybe they can focus on some elements that Oda didn't go into in the manga. I don't know. Although considering how much they stretched out I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. Um, now with that out of the way, can we just sit back and appreciate what happened in this episode? When Katakuri did what Katakuri did in that single moment, between the three things he did in that single moment of stabbing himself, revealing his true face to Flambe, and chastising her for interfering with his fight, perfectly clinched the point home of just how much respect he actually has for Luffy, but also how much honor he actually had. How much honor he as a person actually has, and how much he actually respects, like pretty much just the whole ethics of battle and being in a fight. Because yes, he's a member of Big Mom's crew, and yes, he and Luffy are enemies, but at the same time, he does have just this such a respect for Luffy as an enemy. Just the fact that he has such respect for Luffy as an enemy means that any sort of assistance or handicap, like if anyone tried to help him out, or tried to weaken Luffy, or did anything of that, just any sort of assistance or handicap is nothing short of an insult to who pretty much Katakuri is. Like Katakuri, he respects Luffy as an opponent. First and foremost, above everything else, he respects Luffy as an opponent. So if anyone tries to interfere with that fight, the, you can bet that he's going to give them hell. And that's if it because it and like I said, it with the whole, it comes down to recognizing, like Luffy, yeah, just him. If you do that, then you're in deep shit for sure. And if it comes down to recognizing someone as and when it comes to when it comes down to Katakuri recognizing someone as an equal, he wants to know that, like, whenever Katakuri recognizes someone as an equal, like he's done with Luffy, he wants to make sure that that he was the one who beat that person with his own strength, and and on his own terms, and with his strength alone. Otherwise, if anyone interferes with that fight, then he sees then he sees that as a question of not only his strength, but the legitimacy of his victory. So yeah, just the many different ways in which what Katakuri did in this episode is just amazing. Honestly, like I can do nothing but respect Katakuri for pretty much of course, like just him chastising, just doing the whole thing of chastising his little sister Flampe in general was worth the price of admission. But just how much passion. In general, that's actually the lesson of just how much passion that Katakuri showed just towards how much he's invested in defeating Luffy is just it's phenomenal. And but yeah, like I said though, I'd be lying if I didn't mention that seeing all of Flambe's admiration pretty much come crumbling down wasn't enormously satisfying in itself, and that combined with the combined conquerors hockey for both Luffy and Katakuri was just the icing on the cake. Like that. Okay, I try and avoid saying this as much as I can, but that combined but with Luffy and Katakuri combining their conquerors hockey together in order to knock out pretty much Flambe and her posse, that whole scene just felt like one big epic version of of basically basically fuck off, bitch. That's kind of what it felt like, but yeah, but yeah, just Katakuri. If you have any questions pretty much before this episode of Katakuri being one of the premier One Piece villains, then this episode is perfectly solidifies that for sure. Um, Aside from that, there really wasn't too much more to this episode. I will say though that seeing the current state of Big Mom definitely brings back a few memories of reading the manga, but even more than that, her current physique makes me realize just how much feeding Big Mom is. It just kind of reinforces even more how much feeding Big Mom is a mistake. I mean, yes, you could argue she's just as dangerous now she's just as dangerous now than if she wasn't than if she wasn't hungry. But really in this situation, keeping food away from her is the best way to defeat her. Just keep the just all you need to do in this situation is to keep the cat and mouse chase going for just a little bit longer, and boom, Big Mom is basically a dead Yonko walking. And it's kind of fascinating of how much I'm realizing this now. But yeah, it's like pretty much the whole cake thing. It's one giant mistake. Like the it's I mean I know that again I know Sanji made that cake. He's got his morals and whatnot, but in this case, it's like you kind of need to fuck morality at this point and just let the big bitch starve. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it kind of does feel like the best way to defeat Big Mom in this situation. Like they kind of do have the upper hand. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Like it's I've read the manga, so yeah, it's gonna end interesting. That's for sure. Um. But at the same time, I guess Oda I guess the reason as to why Oda didn't do as to why Oda isn't gonna as to why the series isn't gonna do this is because Oda has other plans for Big Mom. That's the way I see it. Um. Also, and Carrot also wakes up in the episode, and we get obvious confirmation that yes, but both Nekomamushi and Inuyasha can pretty much achieve Sulong form, but even stronger, and the fact that they're even stronger than she is, which again isn't all that surprising, but it does give us an idea of just how much of an asset the strength of Mink Tribe is going to play into the future of the series, as well as maybe contribute to whatever like to basically this big basically war that Doflamingo predicted. So yeah, I think we need to keep an eye on the Mink Tribe. Um, Although with and their future in this big war going on. Although with the requirement being a full moon, I'm kind of curious how they'll be utilized in this war for specifically. Also, again, one thing I kind of failed to pick up on when reading the manga, but it's definitely a lot more clear to me now for some reason. Um, is that the whole transformation on a full moon made me realize just how much Oda was taken from Dragon Ball and the Saiyans with this whole Sulong form. I mean, if Yana's, I mean, of course Oda has gone on record as saying many times over that he's a big fan of Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball. But if you really look at this whole Sulong bit, it's basically the Saiyans and their giant ape form, except with different animals, I guess. But except with a variety of different animals can achieve this. But yeah, it's kind of a cool comparison if you think about it. Um, and yeah, at this point, I can't tell if Smoothie is desperate or downright psychotic in this episode because feeding off her own men in order to make herself bigger and stronger just to take the Strats down had me thinking that she's acting even more insane than Big Mom right now, and the latter is only acting that way because she hasn't eaten yet. So, yeah, I want to say, just kind of calm your tits, lady, because yeah, seriously, you're acting a little nuts. although, although the display of power that Smoothie was showing in this episode was still pretty epic. I mean, she was basically slicing the fucking she was slicing the fucking ocean in two. So yeah, how much more epic can you get than that? Um, but yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Mr. Crunchyroll. Dead Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.